What up? Sam Sim in the spot. You can reach me at samsemantics@gmail.com. That's SAMSEMANTICS@gmail.com. Also, you can catch me on Facebook, Sam Semantics. It'll pull right up. You'll see the logo. Also on Instagram, Sam underscore semantic. And also on Twitter as Sam Semantic. Right? So me and Lamar just did this long ass video, and after the video, we just had a more extensive conversation that lasted even longer than the 46 minutes on the video that we previously did. And one of the questions he asked me was, so basically, what you're saying is a woman with children should go out and seek a man who has kids himself. And I say you're absolutely correct. You know, his whole concept is every woman deserves a good man no matter how many mistakes that they've made. And I told him basically the same things that women aren't held accountable for, we're held accountable. And as previously stated, that's how you know when a woman is interested in you, because either she or one of her girlfriends is going to ask you, do you have any kids? You know, and then when the answer is yes, the next question is, are you taking care of your kids? Because these women don't want to deal with the baby daddy issues. Or, you know, they don't want to deal with you being a baby father, you know what I'm saying, to another woman. They don't want to deal with the baby mama drama. And then on top of it, if they potentially get involved in a serious relationship with you, they don't want to take and spend their money, you know, on this child that's not theirs. Especially when it comes down to child support. You know, they don't want to take care of your debt. But it's okay for a majority of these women to go out and seek a childless man. And, you know, it's just no problem at all when it comes down to the fact that these women have made serious mistakes. You know, with the fucked up guys that they have these problems with. And he asked me, he's like, well, what about if you were to take and get with a female who has no kids at all and you don't have any kids? I'm like, well, yeah, that's the ideal. But, you know, what about that situation when she ends up having a kid and you guys break up? Well, the only reason that would happen, the only time that that would happen is when women aren't with the program of dealing with a hard-working, productive man. Because if you're taking care of your kids, you know, a lot of these women, they're like, well, I still want to keep the child, you know, around. I still want to keep the father in the child's life and all of that. But if you're really taking care of your business and you're not out there cheating, then I'm pretty sure that the relationship is going to last, because it's based on more of a traditional, you know, bond. I have no idea why a lot of single women, and I've seen it happen so many times, and you know, it's to the point where it's like it doesn't frustrate me, it doesn't hurt me. It's like, man, you know, I saw it coming. Like I told you this story about this one girl who I knew who had no kids at all, and you know, we kind of like parted ways, and it wasn't for anything bad. It was just time just got the best of us. And then, you know, the next thing you know, she ends up pregnant with a guy who had multiple kids. And, you know, it's that whole Sierra situation where I can love Future better than LaQuisha and Tamika and Keisha can. You know what I'm saying? But you're not dealing with real men. So if a real man gets with a woman who has no kids, then I'm pretty sure the relationship would work out. You know, like if a productive, smart, educated brother was to get with a female and she understood, okay, I am the woman and you are the man, and I like your confidence, you know, I like how you are as a person, I like your authority, I love your swag, and I need you to, you know, help balance me, and you know, we can balance out each other. And then all of a sudden, you know, here comes the baby, and the baby will come from a strong relationship. But it has to be balanced. And when a lot of women they choose, especially like women in lower class communities, because it's not just black people. I mean, if you look at poor white people, it's the same fucking situation. I mean, even with Eminem, before he got the fucking deal, he had problems as far as, his woman. And he had his little baby and he had to raise his daughter. And I know plenty of white guys that's like this. They come from lower end communities. But when you have money and you have resources and you're able to build and you understand how this shit is, I'm not the only brother that talks about this shit. I mean, maybe I'll get into a little more in depth with this, but at the end of the day, yeah, if you have your shit together and you can control that situation, because like I say, a lot of women traditionally they like control. They like a man to just go ahead and make the decisions, and I've seen that coming up. It's like when you go out on a date with these women, they love when you make the order. They love when you basically find out everything about them, find out what they like, what they're allergic to, and you're able to make the decisions. And she's like, wow, he actually ordered from the menu, and it intrigues them, especially when you're cool with the waitress and you're cool with the chef, or you can speak French and all of this shit. It turns them on, but that's where that confidence comes from. And the whole swag shit, the whole attitude, and that hyper masculinity that is involved with it. These women, they get turned on by it. I do see a lot of single mothers who make those mistakes, who end up fucking around with guys who have multiple kids, and it's because of that hyper masculinity, which is really based on estrogen. It's not even based on testosterone, and that is why they are unable to support a family. That's why they are unable to hold a relationship. It's why they leave out, and that's why we have, a large assortment of single mothers. And I mean, that's just the honest truth. I mean, he says that every woman deserves a good man. So what about the men? And if you think about it, I mean, women outweigh men damn near like 25-1, depending on where you are, especially in Atlanta. It just outright outweighs it 20-1, which is why I got females in Atlanta who have moved from various other places, and when they move to Atlanta, even after all the fuckery that they've done in other cities, they move to Atlanta, and it's like, hey Sam, this is my new condo. Hey, you want to move down here with me? You want to move down here with me? But in our city, it's like, it's not it's not a good move for me to take and walk around and hold hands and just go out on a date with these women, because it makes me look bad. Like, every man had a piece of it. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes down to them being around me, it's like, it's pretty much gonna be a fuck thing. And then I feel bad about the situation. Like, man, I know what she wants. I really know what she wants, and I can't give her that because it's not based on a strong relationship. And then, especially the single mothers, when it's like that, when they have 1 kid, 2 kids, 3 kids, or some shit like that, and they still want the relationship, they still get upset when men like me say, you know what, I understand that children need a strong male figure in their life, but I just can't have the relationship with you. They get upset about that shit. How dare you? Just like the whole single mother shit. It's like, well, do you have kids? How dare you to ask me if I have kids? Well, damn, you asked me if I didn't have any kids, and I told you no, I didn't have any kids. And I never asked you, did you have any kids? I waited for you to say some shit about your son or your daughter, or, you having to take him to daycare, some shit like that. I'm just waiting on you to slip up. But when I ask you, when I finally come out and ask, do you have any kids? How dare you ask me if I have any kids? That's basically the attitude that they give you. Because then when you ask them that, it's like, oh shit, he's one of these type of guys. So I mean, that's how I usually know when a female is interested in me. Either them or their girlfriend will ask me, hey, do you have any children? These women don't want to deal with that baby mama drama. But then when it comes down to the single mother, it's basically, I have my shit together. I have my baby daddy in control. I have him in check. You don't have to worry about that. Man, shit, man. Shit. Um, I'm not gonna make this video long. You know, I just did a long ass video with him. I mean, we talked about a hell of a lot of shit, man. We talked about how women from other cities, how they leave their city where they're from, and they go to a new city, and basically they move to these other cities with a clean slate. Like the guys in these new cities don't know who they are, they don't know their background, so basically now all of a sudden they can just do whatever they want to. And I heard another guy in the video, I forget who that was, but he said it too. He says, like, single women who don't have any kids, even though they're fucking around and they're with this guy and that guy, at least they don't show the evidence. And I mean, I'm a firm believer of that as well, but still in all, like, it doesn't matter what state that you move to or move from. If I have the smallest inkling, or if I show, that perception, or if I receive some type of intuition that you have been running around like that, I usually don't fuck with them, like, on a strong, serious relationship type level, because sooner or later, I will have to go back to that city with her, and, then all of a sudden, I got all these other guys looking like, oh, wow, she got wiped up. Oh, shit, you know what I'm saying? So, and then I always understand that bond, especially with single mothers. I understand that bond that they have with their first baby daddy. Like I was explaining to Lamar, a lot of women, you see them with especially two kids. The woman usually has the first child by some nigga who intrigues them and turns them on sexually, emotionally, and sometimes intellectually. Have the kid, but they're not real men. They can't support a family, so he ends up kicked to the curb. They end up locked up in jail. Some of them end up dead and gone. And the woman usually chooses the second baby daddy based on those same guidelines that she had with the first baby father. So I mean, I've seen this personally. I'm not sure if a lot of you guys have seen this, but a lot of women that I know who have two kids by two different men, those fathers are pretty much the same type of person. Maybe one is dead and the other one is locked up in prison. Maybe they're both in the streets hustling heavy. And then when it comes down to like the third guy, he's usually like a quiet type, works hard, has a 9 to 5, has his own business, or some shit like that. They want them the unicorn after everything is said and done. And Lamar asked me, like, they deserve love too. Why can't they have a decent man for their children? They don't fucking deserve it. If I had kids and I wasn't taking care of my kids, that would be basically put me in the same situation. No matter how productive I am, no matter how hardworking, no matter how intelligent I was, no matter how much of a stand-up guy I was, if I wasn't taking care of my kid, I might as well be like baby daddy number 1 and baby daddy number 2 to her. But I mean, if I am taking care of my kids, then yes, it's like, okay, well, I don't have to deal with his baby mama drama issue. He has everything under control. He's taking care of the situation. Yes, I'll fuck with him. He's not like the other guys that I fucked with. And if you're a childless man, it's like, oh, wow, shit, I hit the jackpot. I don't have to worry about his funds being absorbed and used in another household. I mean, it gets deeper than that. It really does. It seriously gets to the point where women can do whatever the fuck they want to do. Excuse my language. But I'm just going to head in this video right here. And, we'll probably, me and Lamar, he'll probably call me up today because we were talking so long, and I can't even lie. I fell asleep. I fell asleep on the phone. I must have slept for about 10 minutes. I just let him talk. And then I woke up, and then I realized, like, shit, he's still on the line. Fuck. And I was like, hey, yo, I'm sorry, man. I couldn't talk to you because my phone was on hold and shit like that. So, but, I mean, we covered a hell of a lot, and I just rather, I feel better having these videos done with conversation. That way, my guests can pull up the topic, they can bring the topic up, and I can respond to it. And I mean, it worked out pretty good that way. But I just wanted to follow up on this shit, kind of like reiterate on the conversation, the phone conversation that I had with him, and then also too, like, I don't really like doing these videos talking about women, talking about single mothers, talking about how fucked up the black community is and how to get it back together. I don't like these videos. And because I know that these videos only get a certain amount of views and subscribers, no matter how big I am on YouTube, these motherfucking videos are limited. So I would really want to just kind of like venture off into other shit. But whenever the topic does come up, I'm going in. I'm going hard in the paint. So I'll just go ahead and leave the video right there. Guys, enjoy your 4th of July weekend, your massacre of Independence Day. And this is Sam Sim. Peace.